My next session. Students, in the previous sessions, I explained you the chapter number 3, and in that chapter I explained you drainage system, drainage basin, and water divide. Then I explained you the comparison of Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers, right? Now, in this session, I will explain you some of the erosional and depositional features of the rivers. Now, students, here we will discuss about the meanders, oxbow lakes, and deltas. Student, this is a river. आप देख रहे हैं ना, this is a river. And the water is flowing towards this direction. It is flowing toward this directions. Now, there are some loops or some curves are there. आपको दिखाई दे रहे हैं ना, कुछ curves दिखाई दे रहे हैं. These are the loops or curves or turns, or these are also known as meanders. These are also known as meanders. Now, students, rivers flowing over gently sloping ground begin to curve back and forth across the landscape. This is a landscape on which the river is flowing. And now, while flowing, it makes the curves or the turns, or you can say the meanders. And you know, these meanders or curves they found in the lower reaches of the river, not in the upper reach, in the lower reach. Now, these are called meandering rivers. These rivers are called meandering rivers. These are also known as curves or bands or loops or turns. Okay, these are curves, bands, loops, or turns. Meandering rivers erodes sediments from the outer curve. This is an outer curve. ठीक है, मतलब rivers जो है, they do not flow straight. They flow like a serpentine manner. Serpentine manner. So these are the outer band. Here you are observing, these are the outer bands. And this is the inner band. This is inner and this is outer. Again here, this is outer and this is inner. Now, erosion starts here. When the current of the water flows like this, then it strikes against that point. So erosion starts here because water strikes here at this point. Okay. And then here in the inner band, deposition takes place, because when the water strikes against this, then it comes here and the speed becomes low. And again, it strikes again at that point, at point B. Again, at the outside band, erosion takes place. And here again, deposition takes place. Now, in other words, we can say, keep in mind that when the rivers leaves the mountains and comes to the plain, then the speed of the river also becomes low when it flows through the plains. And when it reaches at the lower reach of the river, then obviously it also slows down further. But at these points, it strikes with force and erosion takes place. And these two loops, this loop and this loop, starts coming closer to each other. You can see in another figure here. Now further, what happens further? Both the outside band, this is outside band and this is outside bands, they are coming closer to each other. Here this part, that is A and B, they are coming closer to each other due to erosion. and this is the outside band. So deposition takes place here, but erosion takes place here. Now what happens? Now when it goes further, then it and this band, they joins each other and flow, and the river starts flowing straight, leaving this portion apart from this river. This is like oxbow shape, and when it is filled with water or sediments, then it is known as oxbow lake. Oxbow lake. So this is also a depositional feature, and these are the erosional features. Now, students, I am reading this. Okay, these are called meandering rivers. These are also known as curves, bends, loops, or turns. Meandering rivers erode sediments from the outer curve of each meander band and deposit it on an inner curve. मैं यहाँ explain कर चुका हूँ. Now I am just reading it. In an inner curve further downstream. This causes individual meanders to grow larger and larger over time. Meandering river erodes sediments from the outer curve. These are the outer curves, outer curves, outer curves. So, meandering river erodes sediments from the outer curve or outside band of each meander. These are the outside bands. And deposit it on the inner curve. यहाँ वो sediments deposit हो जाते हैं और यहाँ erosion हो रहा है दोनों points पर, है ना? Now this causes individual meanders to grow larger. ये जो meanders है, they becomes larger and larger over time. बड़े होते जाएंगे. And the water flows swiftly at outside band. और यहाँ water ऐसे ही strike करता रहेगा और erosion होता रहेगा. And erodes materials from the river bank. The water flows more slowly in the shallow areas. These are the shallow areas. So here the speed of the water becomes slow. The slower water deposits its sediments at inner bands. Okay. In this way, the two outside band of a river joins each other. They joins each other, and river starts flowing straight, leaving apart the band or a leaf. This is a loop or a band or a, okay. So now in this way, the two outside band of river joins each other, and river starts flowing straight, leaving apart the band or loop. This loop, when filled with water and sediment, is known as oxbow lake. So this is the whole process. This is the formation of the meanders, oxbow lakes. And now what happens in the deltas? Now when the river joins the sea, then the speed of the river becomes very slow. मैं आपको यहाँ बता रहा हूँ कि this is a Ganga river, and here at the lower reach, when it joins the Bay of Bengal, then the speed of the river decreases rapidly, and because it carries with it the sediments. The sediments are deposited at the mouth of the river. This is the mouth of the river where deposition of sand, silt, and clay takes place in triangular form. In triangular form, that is known as delta. So deltas are the depositional feature of the rivers, which are formed at the mouth of the river. Which is the mouth of the river? Where the river joins the sea. That is a point which is known as mouth of the river. So meanders are the erosional features and deltas are the depositional features. So next topic will be the Himalayan rivers, and in the Himalayan rivers, first we will discuss the Indus River and its journey from source to the mouth. Welcome to my next session. Students, in the previous sessions, we discussed about the water divide, about the drainage basin and drainage pattern of an area. Then we compared the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. Now today we are going to discuss with the Himalayan rivers, and in Himalayan rivers we will take the Himalayan rivers one by one. Today we are taking the river Indus. Students, the river Indus rises near Kailash mountain. Near Kailash mountain, from here near about Kailash mountain or near Mansarovar lake in Tibet. Now here is the source of the river Indus, and from here its journey begins. Now let us see or discuss the journey of river Indus. From here the Indus flows towards west. Then the river enters in India from the district of Jammu and Kashmir, that is Ladakh. So here it makes a very beautiful gorge known as Indus Gorge, because from here it rises, it falls from a mountain and makes a very beautiful gorge known as Indus Gorge. Then it again proceeds further. Then in Jammu and Kashmir it is joined by the 4 tributaries. First is Hunja. Then second one is Shyok, Shyok. Then third one is Nubra, and fourth one is Jaskar. So it is joined by 4 tributaries: Hunja, Shyok, Nubra and Jaskar. Then it proceeds further. Now it passes through the Baltistan and Gilgit in Kashmir. Baltistan and Gilgit. So remember, try to remember all these places and the tributaries. So passes through Baltistan and Gilgit. It reaches at Attock. From here it joins the Pakistan at Attock. So Attock is the most important place. Then from Attock it turns towards south in Pakistan. It flows southward and proceeds further, and near Mithankot it is joined by 5 tributaries, and they are Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas and Satluj. So Mithankot is very important because near the Mithankot the river Indus is joined by 5 tributaries, and they are Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas and Satluj. Now in between these rivers, Jhelum and Chenab, Ravi and Chenab, this land, this is also known as Doabs. The area in between the 2 rivers, Doab. So it is a very fertile area. Doabs are common in Punjab in Pakistan also, and India also. So Doabs are the land in between the rivers, and they are known for the high fertility. Now then the river proceeds further and it reaches near the Karachi, where it joins the Arabian Sea. It joins the Arabian Sea near Karachi. So this was the whole journey of the river Indus. Now students, the total length of this river is 2,900 kilometer. 2,900 kilometer. And then let us discuss about its basin, Indus basin. जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया था कि the basin is that area which is drained by a river, that is known as basin. The area that is drained by a river, main river, is known as drainage basin. So its basin is Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir. Now 2 things are very important, students. its mouth. Here is near Mansoor Lake. Sorry, it's the source, not mouth. It's the source of the river Indus. That is near the Mansoor Lake. And its mouth is at Arabian Sea, where it joins the Arabian Sea. So this is the mouth of the river Indus, where it joins the Arabian Sea. And its source is near the Mansoor Lake. So this was the whole journey of the river Indus. So according to an agreement, India uses 20% of the water of river Indus according to a Indus treaty with Pakistan. We can use 20%, and because it mostly flows in Pakistan, so that is why 80% of the river of water of the river Indus is used by Pakistan and 20% by India. So this was the whole journey of the river Indus. Our next river will be Brahmaputra. Thanks.